Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. I'm with Oculus Reviews and with Windows Mixed Reality now. Before I say anything else, I just want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Today is January 1st, 2020. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for all your support. Anyways, let's get back to the review. This is a review for Time Transit VR. This is a game on both the Oculus Store and the Steam Store. It normally retails for $19.99. It's currently on sale, 50% off during the Steam Winter Sale 2019. And I have a little bit of a funny story with this game. I actually bought it twice. I don't know why. I bought it back in, I believe it was June or July on Steam for 14 bucks. And then I bought it in on November 5th, I believe, on the Oculus Store for $9.99. By the time I realized that I already had purchased it on the Steam Store, it was too late for me to refund the game on the Oculus Store. It was just past, and it was just past the refund window. So I was pretty upset about that. However, what I'm not upset about is actually playing this game. Surprisingly, this is a very good game, one that I highly recommend. For those of you who follow my channel, you probably saw my review of Art Park, which is, a similar game. It's about the same thing, basically Jurassic Park, the dinosaur theme park, which this game is also. And as y'all know, Art Park VR was very disappointing for me. I had to give it a negative recommendation. And so I played this game. I was thinking, there's no way this game could be any better than Art Park. If anything, it's just the same quality. And I was so wrong about that. I was really expecting this to be a mediocre game at best. Maybe a game I'd give a negative recommendation as well. Instead, it ended up being one of the most fun games I played in a while. And I had so much fun playing this game. I'm actually going to give it an 8 out of 10. That's as for all you who follow my channel, for me that's a very high score. I don't give a whole lot of 8s, and I'm going to give it to this game. And it's well deserved. This is an amazing game. And I'm sort of sad when I look at the Steam reviews and see that this game doesn't have many positive reviews. And I noticed from a lot of the negative reviews, they stopped playing after about less than an hour of playing this game, or just 1 hour of playing this game. This is one of those games that gets better the more that you play it. So it seemed like each hour that I played this game, I was more impressed, liking the game more, and slowly my review score started getting higher and higher. It started off with maybe like a 6.5, and then it went to like a 7, then a 7.5, and then it went all the way to an 8. And this is just an epic adventure. So if you want exploration, this game has it in spades, and that's really what this game focuses on: the exploration, having fun, making it something enjoyable. Obviously, it's not realistic. So if you're thinking this is a realistic dinosaur park, it's not. It's a little bit of a fantasy, and I'm not going to give a spoiler alert, but there's like a little explanation of that at the end. And, I had fun. Surprisingly, this game has a lot of platforming, a lot of climbing. So in this game, you're going to do a lot of climbing. There is a ton of climbing in this game. So beware of that. Now, unfortunately, this game is teleportation only. It does have snap turn, I believe, or was it smooth turn? But it almost doesn't matter, because although at the start you are kind of teleporting a lot, by the end of the game you're not really teleporting all that much, because you're really gonna have to climb through almost the whole map, and it's exciting. The climbing here is fun. It's also pretty easy compared to other climbing games. Keep in mind, this is not really a climbing game. There's other climbing games, and I would say those climbing games are better as far as the climbing mechanic and the difficulty and all that, but that's not what this game is going for. The climbing is just a way to make the exploration more epic and more fun, and that's what this game succeeds at. I had a ton of fun playing this game. I had so much fun that I had trouble editing the video for this review, and finally I just decided, you know what, I'm not gonna edit the video. I'm just gonna show my full gameplay for one scenario. Keep in mind, this is just one part of the game. It took me a little over 5.5 hours to beat the game, and I think you could beat the game probably faster than that. Maybe 4.5 hours, maybe even 4 hours, if you're really just going as fast as you can. But you're not going to do that. At least I didn't, because I had to stop at several times and just take in the beauty, just enjoy the sights, And I took lots of photos, and it actually has these little 3D photos that you can look at, and it actually saves it on your PC as a left eye and right eye photo, and that's just amazing. I love those photos. Right now, I'm just trying to find out how I can see those photos outside of the game. I really need a 3D photo viewing app that looks at left eye and right eye photos together to give you that 3D effect. So, if anybody knows of such an app, please leave a comment here and let me know, because I would love to see these photos. I did upload one of those photos on my Steam profile under artwork, so check it out. I put the left eye and right eye of a screenshot. It's actually a screenshot of one of the pictures I took during this video, so look out for that, and yeah, drop a like on that photo if you liked it. Anyways, as I was saying, the exploration is amazing, and the thing about this game is, the further you get into the game, the more epic it feels. So it just throws a little bit more difficulty to the climbing and a couple of extra mechanics. So at first, it's just simple climbing, but before you know it, it gives you this device that lets you use zip lines, and the zip lines are amazing in this game. About my only complaint of this game is that I wish it had more zip lines, because I really liked them and I had fun doing the zip lines. I just wish there was a way you could zip line through the entire map. I hope they add that in the future. That would be amazing, because I really enjoy the zip lines. The climbing mechanic, not only are there lighted areas, there's very dark areas, and you do have a flashlight. You got to remember, hey, I need to turn on my flashlight. I need to put it on top of my head so I can see better. And there's also parts where you're going to get on a canoe and you're going to be paddling across the little ponds, the little lakes, the little rivers in this game, and that's pretty epic as well. There is also some light puzzles, not just in the exploration. So even the exploration turns into a little bit of a puzzle. So you're not always sure where to go or where to climb to, and part of that is just part of the game, part of the puzzle of figuring out how do I get to where I need to go. And you just really have to be very observant, look around your surroundings, try to see a way to progress. There were a few times where I thought I was stuck and just looked around for a few minutes before I figured out where I needed to go. And that's very exciting in this game, especially towards the end. It gets very tricky. Of course, also by the end, you kind of seen all the tricks, so you get used to what you need to be looking for to figure out how to get to the next spot that you need to get to. This game is just so amazing, and I had so much fun. It's been a long time since a game took me by surprise like this one has, and it really did. And for all those people who gave this game a negative review, I'd ask y'all to keep playing the game. Go forward, keep playing. I promise you, it gets a lot better the further you get into this game. There are also some actual real puzzles. Now, I did not find the puzzles difficult, but I could see some people struggling with those puzzles. So beware of that. There are some somewhat tricky puzzles, but if you've played puzzle games before, they should not really bother you too much. I think there's only one that almost tricked me, and I just managed to stop, think for a while, and then I was like, you know what, this puzzle can't be that complicated. It needs to be simpler than that. I'm making it more complicated than it really should be, and I was right. It ended up being a simple solution to the puzzle. So yeah, I did not have any difficulty with the puzzles. I would consider these light puzzles, but I know some people out there really struggle with puzzles, so beware of that. I do have some criticisms of the game. My biggest one is towards the end of the game, and just a little bit of spoiler alert. You can sort of see it from the store page screenshot, so I don't think it's that big of a spoiler. But there is lava at the end, and you're going to have to be climbing through that lava. avoiding that lava. And the problem is that for whatever reason, during the lava portion, the game started to have problems as far as stuttering. It was very obvious during the lava portions of the game, and there were other parts of the game where it would just suddenly stutter for a little bit, but usually would run smoothly again after that. So throughout the game, there is a little bit of stutter and like a little bit of a loading screen effect when you go to a new area. So there's like a little pause, but then it'll run smoothly again. However, during the lava portion, it seemed to be magnified. It seemed to be a lot worse there. So beware of that. I'm on a 1060 GTX, so you probably want something a little beefier to enjoy this game. The graphics are not the best. Obviously, that's one advantage that Art Park has over this game, just the graphics. This is more like a cartoony world, just a little bit. I still think the graphics were good enough, and I definitely, the longer I played this game, the more I was immersed in the world, the more it didn't seem to matter that these weren't the best graphics. They were good enough to fool me that I was in this world, and it's just an amazing feeling, especially after you spent some time in this world. Obviously, it's teleport only, and I would have preferred, full locomotion. Unfortunately, that's not in this game, but it's not that obnoxious because, like I said, you're going to be doing a lot of climbing in this game, a lot of other forms of locomotion, so the teleport only really doesn't affect the gameplay all that much. But obviously, I prefer full locomotion. I think most people prefer full locomotion. There was not an option for that. There is a little avatar following you around. Some people mentioned in their reviews that they found it annoying. It didn't really bother me. For me, that's such a small part of the game, and for the most part, you don't even notice that avatar is near you. So, for me, it definitely had no impact on my enjoyment of this game. Like I mentioned, I spent almost 5.5 hours in the game, and only a few times is that avatar ever talking during that playthrough. So it's definitely not something that I would even bother mentioning, except that several other people mentioned in their reviews as a negative, and I wanted to set the record straight that that's not really true. That it's not annoying. It says it talks a few times, but for the most part, you're on your own trying to figure out how to progress in this big dinosaur world. And by the way, in case you're wondering what the premise of this is, you're basically like on a time traveling company that takes you back through several dinosaur eras. So that's the setup, and you see the different worlds. One of them is underwater, one of them is like a swamp, and some of them, you have like your land dinosaurs, and then later you go through a world where there is like a volcano about to erupt. Then you get to see all the lava. So you get to see lots of different landscapes, and it just keeps the game very fresh, very entertaining throughout. I had a blast playing this game. I really enjoyed the climbing. Now, the climbing does get a little difficult towards the end. Not really for me personally, but I know some people might have problems with it. I'm just used to playing so many climbing games that for me, this was rather on the easy side. But I know some people might have difficulties with the climbing. There was just one part of the game where I actually doubled back 3 times. And finally double back, 3 times. So you're supposed to go forward in this game or try to find a way forward pass. And in this particular area, there's a lot of like redwood trees, and you're climbing all around. And somehow I managed to make a circle twice, and it wasn't on the third try that I finally was able to leave that loop there, that where I was just circling around going nowhere. And I basically took the George Costanza school of thought, where I'm gonna do the opposite of my instincts. So there was a moment there where I think I was gonna do exactly the same thing that I'd done the 2 previous times, but this time I did the exact opposite of what I was wanting to do, and I managed to progress in the game and get out of that loop that I was stuck in. And that's just proof of how massive this game is, and how much content there is, and just how big the game world feels. You really feel like you're going through these massive locations, and it just feels so epic. And this is so much better than Arc Park. Anyways, I don't want to make my video too long. I think I've mentioned all the high points, some of the low points, and yeah, I highly recommend this game. This is a game that I'm happy that I bought twice because I want to support the developers. So I actually don't feel bad about buying this game twice. It's definitely worth the full retail price. If you can get it on sale, I think it's a steal for $10. This is amazing, and I stand by my 8 of 10 score. For those of you who didn't like this game, I'd ask you to keep playing the game. I think you will love the game because the further you get in this game, the more pleasurable it becomes and the more epic it feels. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. I'm with Oculus Rift Reviews. This is the end of my review, but if you want to keep watching, please do. This is an amazing part of the game, but believe it or not, I'm not even sure this was the most amazing part of the game. There were so many amazing moments in this game for me, but I just thought this particular video that I captured was pretty good throughout, and it really gives you a good sense of the game. So continue watching if you want to get a really good sense for the game. And I think after watching this video, you should be convinced that, yeah, this is a game that I need to get. This is a must-buy in my experience. I don't give too many 8 out of 10s. And so, yeah, I'm giving it a raving recommendation. Go get it. It's amazing. I had a lot of fun. I think you will, too. I'm Fast Lawyer with Oculus Rift Reviews. And again, Happy New Year. Hope you all have a wonderful 2020. Goodbye.
Quick, pick up the transmitter. I cannot do it, because ever since the bubble wrap incidents of 72, I've been forbidden to handle any equipment that is not directly part of the tour. Let me see if I can find a way out of here. Oh no, no, no! An Allosaurus! Don't move! Maybe it won't notice us. Change of plans. Ignite it. Okay, once you plug in the transmitter, we are out of here. Well, the good news is it worked and we can time travel again. The bad news is that we still can't contact the rescue team. Also, the battery is drained. On the bright side, there is a place and time not too far away from now. A little jump of just 50 million years will take us there. If I remember correctly, we should be able to fill our reserves there. And my memory has never been wrong. Unless the maintenance guy was messing with my circuitry again. But he won't. I'm not sure he won't. I mean, he's on a vacation in 1000 BC. Anyway, let's